Kano, Liu Kang, Raiden, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Soma, Jax, Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung, Kitana, Kung Lao. Fight! Choose your destiny.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Geekoholics Anonymous, where we talk about games, movies, TV, or whatever the hell we want to talk about. I am Rico, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
So, Dane,
What's
how
up?
you been?
Hey, pretty good.
Yeah? How was your week?
It's been all right. Can't complain.
Yeah, keeping busy?
Yeah.
Playing lots of games?
Not nearly as many as I want.
Ha.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely played a lot.
Good. Because I didn't play as much as I wanted to.
Mortal Kombat!
Yeah? Is that what you've been playing?
A little bit. Not as much as I would like, considering it just came out yesterday.
Get over here.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Fair
it's Mortal Kombat. What can I say? They amped up the graphics and the gore factor by 11.
Well, that's good. I mean, isn't that sort of, I guess, what you want? Mortal Kombat, but pretty?
Did you play the last one?
I played the Mortal Kombat versus DC? I played that one.
Okay, I don't think that's the most recent one. That was before the new one, I believe.
You're thinking of what was that, Mortal Kombat 10?
No, this is Mortal Kombat 10.
Right.
Mortal Kombat X.
Yes, right.
I think it was 9 before this, or it might have just been called Mortal Kombat because it was like a whole reboot of the whole series.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't play that one. I played the one with DC characters.
Yeah, which was kind of like the launching pad for the Injustice series.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Oh, yeah. Injustice is awesome. If you
Yeah.
haven't played that. It was a PlayStation Plus game on
Heck
PS4,
yeah.
I think a couple months ago, and that game's pretty rad.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So, it's more Mortal Kombat. It's pretty gritty. Seems like, they've all been dark, but,
Just a little dark.
it's got so many features. The
Yeah.
cool thing I like about the Mortal Kombat games, I wouldn't say they're the best fighting game. I think I still prefer Street Fighter to the Mortal Kombat series in terms of just a balanced fighting game.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
But I like the features and stuff in Mortal Kombat. They have so much stuff to do, like the tower modes, the crypt mode, the story mode, and they actually have a story mode, which is pretty neat, where they kind of get you to play all the characters on a big, long campaign.
Right.
It just, in terms of fighting games, it's just so much value, because there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah. That's good to hear that they've been keeping all of that, because, I mean, I remember back when I was kind of into Mortal Kombat, that was something that was pretty awesome. So I'm happy to hear that they've maintained that sort of full-featured, instead of just, here's some one-on-one fighting, there you go. Now that they're still doing all of that, so.
That's the one thing I really think they put all the other fighting games to shame. Except for maybe the exception of the Persona fighting games, but
oh yeah, those are cool.
Those are like JRPG, cutscenes with just text boxes. They're not really the same. Like the Mortal Kombat ones are full on cutscenes and that transition right into the fight of the characters that are usually involved with whatever action is happening on scene, which is really neat.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of been doing that for a while, right? That's
that was the new thing with all these new versions of their games.
Right.
Because it makes them really fun to play, though, because, if you don't have anyone to play locally, which is the big draw with Street Fighter and stuff, sometimes it's hard if you have a lot of lag or whatever. At least you get this nice campaign mode where you can hone up on your skills, and it also kind of forces you to try the other characters, so you can kind of see who you like.
Right.
Or don't like.
I've always been sort of a Liu Kang guy. Back forward 4-day.
Liu Kang.
I'll remember that for probably till I die. Yeah, exactly. That was his bicycle kick. Back forward 4-day. That was from the Genesis
I've always
days.
liked Scorpion.
Get over here.
I like Sub-Zero too.
Yeah.
There's so many new characters in this one. I haven't really had a chance to play any of the new ones yet.
No,
I've just beaten the tower mode, classic mode with Scorpion. And I did one of the random test your luck towers where they have all kinds of modifiers that are just random.
Right.
Bonuses or penalties to playing, which are kind of funny.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, I'll have a lot more to say about it next week since I just picked it up yesterday.
Right.
But
get some friends over and smash each other.
Even without friends, if you have any interest in the fighting games, it's just they seem to have added a little bit more and innovated a little bit on the system that they have. So if you like Mortal Kombat by this time, considering it's the 10th one. So
yeah, no doubt.
If you don't like Mortal Kombat, you probably still ain't gonna like it.
Yeah, from what I understand, that's kind of the gist of what I'm hearing is that it's Mortal Kombat. It's very pretty, and it's a full, like you said, it's a very full game.
It looks really good. It runs really well.
That's good.
I think it's consistent. It's 60 frames, 1080p for sure. At
That's
least
awesome.
On the PS4. And it's pretty gruesome from the fatalities I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen some of the fatality videos, and you're just like, wow, okay, yeah.
If this was 10 years ago when they were doing all the anti-video game violence stuff, man, this thing would have been front runner for why people wanted video games banned.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's pretty cool. Mortal Kombat. Check it out if you have any interest. I played so many games last week.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm so jealous.
I beat 2 and started a bunch. So I played Battlefield Hardline.
You'd started that last week, but you hadn't really played enough to get a feel for it yet.
I think I just picked it up the day that we recorded the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It's serviceable, like campaign-wise.
Okay.
It doesn't give Call of Duty a run for its money, that's for sure.
No.
It's a neat premise. Again, it's cool that they're doing a new IP. It's almost the same thing. I'll keep bringing it back, like Assassin's Creed 1 comparison. It's like you can really see the building blocks.
Right. But they're just not quite there yet.
Yeah. It's Battlefield crammed into a police cop drama serial.
I kind of got the feeling from watching some videos and seeing some people play and stuff that this is almost sort of weighted down by the fact that it has Battlefield in the name. Like, I almost got the feeling like maybe if they would have called it something else, maybe just Hardline, and not been so tied to the Battlefield, that maybe this game would have sort of turned out better. Well, not necessarily better, but just it wouldn't have needed sort of those Battlefield stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Probably would have been dialed down a little bit.
Right.
It's pretty good. It was a decent story. It's super cliche characters. I don't think there's anything really new. You could play the game for the most part in stealth if you wanted to, because you can go around arresting guys.
Yeah.
Your unlimited amount of handcuffs, which didn't really make sense, but
I've got 10 pairs of
if you creeped up on a guy, you just, you flash your badge and then you point your gun at him as long as you keep it trim. I probably mentioned this last week. They just like sit there and like, hey man, are you really the cops and stuff like that? It's like, you're gonna call my lawyer.
Wow, it's like the badge is like you're like moonlighting with the guys.
Yeah, but it's funny because they, like I said, you just have unlimited like handcuffs. I don't know where he keeps them. Like, just have a backpack because
maybe he doesn't want to tell you where he keeps them.
He'd run around arresting like 12 guys in the level. And I'm like, crap. And apparently, I can't remember the last time I've held real handcuffs. I think I was around 16. I didn't really hold them. They were more like on me.
I have some parents that are in law enforcement. They're not small.
Oh, that's right. Well, yep. They're not light. They're not light.
No, they're not. If you're packing 12 pairs of handcuffs on you, you better have a belt on because your pants would be sliding down.
Maybe like a homie G.
Yeah. What's up?
That's pretty funny. Actually, speaking of that, that's totally like the criminals in this game. They're totally that. Like,
oh, really?
You'll have like bad rap music in some
super
levels.
Cliche.
It's hilarious. I think they were kind of sensitive though to that stuff though, because I don't remember many of the criminals being like, they weren't like African American or anything like that. I think the majority of them were like white or Hispanic. So it's not to be seen as being racist or anything.
Right.
But
that's good.
It's pretty hilarious. It's not a bad game. The AI is fucking terrible.
Yeah. I've heard that, like, I mean, I don't know. I played the beta for the multiplayer, and it was, I don't know. There was just something about it that I couldn't really get into.
I didn't like the multiplayer at all.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with the Battlefield multiplayer.
I mean, like, I enjoyed Battlefield 4 quite a bit. But this to me just felt like it was trying too hard. Like, it was this really weird where I'm supposed to be a cop or I'm supposed to be a bad guy, and yet there's like helicopters and there's like all these APCs and we're running around with assault rifles, and it just didn't really feel
it's pretty
like,
unrealistic.
Yeah, like I was like, what is, like, I realize it's a Battlefield game, but I don't know.
The multiplayer didn't really make much sense in that context, but whatever. But it wasn't bad. Like, I played a little bit of multiplayer, not tons, because there's something with the scale in the Battlefield games. It's like the scale of the characters. I don't know if they just seem like they're too small or something. I have a hard time tracking and hitting enemies in multiplayer in the Battlefield games. Like, compared to Call of Duty, I don't know what it is. I feel like the real estate or the world is bigger and more solid, and I just feel like in Battlefield everything's thinner and just more janky moving, and it's harder to hit.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Like, people seem closer and bigger in the Call of Duty games, whereas in Battlefield it's almost like a perspective is a little bit weird in between the two games.
It might be the field of view. And I didn't check if you can adjust that.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't terrible. Like, they had a cool like bank mode, which is almost kind of, I think. Like,
I remember playing that in the beta. You like sort of like rob a bank, and then the other guys have to like stop you from robbing the bank and stuff.
Or you hold it down, and there was a hostage one. And then there was the full conquest, which is like your classic Battlefield, like control
hold these points,
A, B, C. And that's when we had the helicopter and motorcycles, and I jump in a cop car, and it's like, whoop, whoop, this is sound like police, and on the stereo, which was pretty funny. And you're just like bumping some KRS-One while you're in a cop car.
That's hilarious.
It wasn't bad. It was serviceable. You know, for a rental, definitely check it out. I don't know in the long term, it was a decent sized campaign.
Okay.
I think I beat it in about 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
Pretty standard, not huge.
Yeah.
There is still tons of stuff to get and unlock.
Right.
Because there is evidence, like, in all the missions. So, you got your classic FPS.
Run around and find all the evidence.
Obviously, like I mentioned, you can play stealthily.
Yep.
So it's not just, like, I think you can do the whole game in stealth. I don't know. Maybe there's some scenes you have to fight. You can sneak around for quite a bit of it. So
interesting.
I don't know if that kind of padded out the game at all. Some of those sections, maybe.
Okay.
The shooting was pretty decent. It was serviceable. I wouldn't say it was amazing. Like, I feel like Destiny is a better shooter.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like that's one thing that Destiny got really well, though, was the shooting in that game is awesome.
Yeah. So you have like a police scanner, you have your Batman vision. And then it's kind of funny though, because it's really click a button and then the screen goes all blue, and like you have all these little like blips and stuff showing up on the screen. And there's just a compass in the top corner that points you exactly in the direction of
you're supposed to be going. Oh, okay.
Well, no, just the evidence.
Right.
The evidence is hidden in the game. But like, I figured out, like, I think halfway through the game, I don't really have to look for it. It tells me this direction, this many meters, and there it is every time. I didn't really catch that, so I missed some of it. Otherwise, I would have got all the evidence. But it's kind of neat when you get all the evidence. It unlocks new weapons.
Okay. Those unlock in multiplayer as well?
Files. I can't remember. I think the weapons and unlocks are global, yeah.
That would be kind of neat. I mean, it'd give you like a reason to play the single player.
I didn't play enough multiplayer to take notice.
Right.
But that was the thing in the game. If you found like a weapon crate, you could change your loadouts on the fly, like in the levels, which is kind of nice. So
that's kind of cool.
You'd find a weapon locker, like in the bad guy section, and it's just like, it let you change your weapons out. So you got all your add-ons, like just like a Battlefield game. You can change the sights, the muzzles, the special add-ons for the weapons, which is kind of neat. And you unlock them by finding the evidence and by arresting guys and stuff.
Okay.
So there was incentive to arrest guys. You got more experience for arresting guys as opposed to just shooting them in the face.
Right, which makes more sense, seeing as you're supposed to be a cop and not just a murderer.
Yeah. Yeah, looking back, talking about it, I think I liked it more than I originally did.
No, that's cool.
So I wouldn't say it's amazing. And I'm not going to go run out and buy it, but
yeah, fair enough. I mean, for me, I always buy those Battlefield games for the multiplayer. So for me, when I played the beta and I didn't really click with the multiplayer, for me, it was just like, well, what's the point in buying the game then if I'm not going to play the multiplayer?
Well, none of my friends are playing it, so
yeah. I don't think anybody that I really know is playing it either. So for me, it's probably going to be the first Battlefield game that I'm going to skip in, man, I think since Battlefield 2, actually. I think I've played every Battlefield game since then. So
yeah, I have them all as well.
Yeah.
I didn't purchase this one, but I played it.
Yeah. Well, fair enough.
Check it out if you're looking for something to play and you want to shoot people in the face. It's definitely serviceable.
Yeah, that's good to know.
If you can rent it, I would say it's a definite rental if you're into those types of games.
Cool. Seeing as there hasn't really been like a good FPS game in the last little while here, so I mean, yeah, if that's your jive, then yeah, sounds like it'd be a decent thing to pick up and play. At least,
so
why not?
In time with last week's news, I guess you went back and played some Deus Ex.
Yeah, after talking about it and knowing that the new one's coming out, I was, and seeing as both of us own it on multiple platforms, but neither one of us had played it, I was like, why not? It's sitting in my Steam queue. I even have 2 versions of it. I have Deus Ex Human Revolution and Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Edition.
Nice. And I think maybe I'll play it as well.
Yeah. So I installed it this weekend and started playing it. It starts off really good. The story's kind of intriguing and, it was set in the future. You're a dude. Some bad stuff happens. Suddenly you get all these cool implants and, it's very open world. It's very reminiscent of the first game in some ways. I'm a little bit pissed off with it right now, actually, though. I had an experience.
Issues?
Well, no, the game runs great and all that, but because of the way that it is, it's kind of this open world game, and you can kind of take how, like, sort of, you're given things to do. I wouldn't really call them missions necessarily, because I think some of them aren't necessarily missions, but they're more of directives that you should do. And you can sort of figure out how you want to do them. Now, that's all fine and dandy, but when I ended up in a situation where I went and I did my directive sort of backwards, and I ended up in a bad spot. So I'm probably going to have to redo like 2 hours of playing from the other day.
What did it save you like with no life or something?
Well, no, what happened was I was asked to go to the cop shop and talk to this dude and then go into the cop shop, up into the police station, multiple floors, and get some stuff. Now, I'm assuming that if I walked in the front door, I would have been able to talk to the one cop that I was supposed to talk to. But me being Mr. like, ooh, I'm going to be all stealthy and I'm going to do this however I want, I managed to go to the roof and sneak in from up above. Well, my first directive is on the 3rd floor for part of my side mission. So I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm already like on the 3rd floor. I'll just sneak into this office over here and hack into his computer and get the information that I need. Well, I got in there and turns out I don't have enough hacking skill to hack his computer. And I don't have a password for it, so I'm more or less just screwed. So I'm
You can't grind out your hacking skill somehow?
You can't, not that I'm really aware of. Like, it's not really that kind of game. Like, you can, go out into the streets and like shoot a bunch of dudes and gain a bunch of XP. Like, it's not really set up like that, right? Like, so anyways, so I continued on through the cop shop, made it to the 2nd floor where there was a couple more things, did those, and then I kind of ended up in a real weird spot in the bottom floor where I could not get to what I needed to get to without pissing off the entire cop shop. And this was the other thing that I found interesting, is that you go into the police station, you sneak in the top door, and instead of a police being like, hey, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be here. You should get out, or we're going to arrest you. They just pull out guns and start shooting at you.
That's the normal thing. Haven't you watched the news lately? Police just shoot people.
Yeah. Anyways, so needless to say, I went through the police station the wrong way. But the problem is that because I ended up, tripping the alarms on the bottom floor, when I left the cop's shop, the police station, it loads me into the street. But of course, now the cops are pissed off at me because I shot one of their mates inside. And so as soon as I load my game outside, there's like 4 cops that are all standing guard outside the police station, and they all just shoot me dead. Now this happened like 6 times because I reloaded that game, and every time I reloaded outside, and they shoot me dead. So like I said, so now I've got to go back to a previous save. Like I said, I probably wasted about 2 hours, and now I have to go back before I even went into the police station and try and do it the right way, if you will. So it's a little bit frustrating. Like, you're supposed to be able to sort of, do things as you would like.
Yeah, I thought you could like stealth through whole sections or do whatever you want.
Too. But when you get there, I guess when you're not supposed to, or not do it in the order you're supposed to, it can kind of break the game, if you will.
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it another go here, probably this weekend and stuff, and hopefully I don't have any more stuff like that, but I won't lie, it kind of left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth after my last waste of 2 hours.
Yeah, that always sucks.
Yeah.
Is it like, how's it look and control and stuff though?
Well, I mean, it's a PS3 game. It still looks really pretty.
Oh, you're playing the PS3 version?
No, I'm actually playing it on the PC, but I just mean it was that generation of game.
Oh, so it's not like crazy amazing looking or anything?
No, I mean, it is like, because I do have the director's edition, or the director's cut, sorry. It is, DirectX 11 and stuff, and it runs good, and it's pretty. But it's nothing to write home about. I mean, when did it come out? 2-3 years ago now? I think 2012. So, it's a few years old. But it's neat too, because you have, most of the game is in the first person view, but there are parts of the game, like when you come up to a wall or something like that, and you want to sort of stick to it, you can hit the one, you hit your right mouse button and you'll stick to the wall, and you kind of go into third person view. So it's kind of cool. So you can kind of use that to like look around corners and things like that. Sort of your classic third person stealth game. But at the same time, as soon as you don't do that, you go back into first person mode, which I'm actually really liking, because I find the shooting and stuff in most third person stealth games to be by far and away the worst part of those games. I love Metal Gear Solid, but I won't lie, like the shooting aspect of the game is always a little bit, not so great.
Yeah.
So being able to like do all the shooting and all the action stuff in first person, but sort of be able to do most of the sneaking stuff in third person is kind of a nice trade-off. So I do like that aspect of it. So
I'll have to install it on my PC and maybe compare notes.
Yeah. Like I said, it'd be kind of curious, so to see how you what your thoughts were on it as well. And like I said, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, that sucks when that happens. I heard the boss battles are pretty bad in it. Like that's the big thing that a lot of people complained about. Besides that, though, there was a lot of decent reviews for it.
From my understanding of the boss battles, and I haven't been into any yet, they just don't really jive with sort of the rest of the game. Like you could put a ton of like experience points and stuff like that into stealth and into hacking and that. And then when you come up to a boss battle, if you didn't put, points into shooting and armor, you're in big trouble, because that's all they're about is, dodging and shooting and kicking the crap out of them. So I think that was, So if you're all stealthy and hacky, the boss battles are going to be really hard for you. Whereas, of course, if you're just Mr. Soldier Man, they're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, so it really affects the way you play. So you don't really have that freedom on how you want to build your guy.
Yeah, exactly. Which is too bad, because that's the whole point of the game, really, is to be able to sort of do it as you would like.
I wonder how that's all going to work out in the sequel, if they'll fine tune that stuff and fix that stuff, because I'm sure they've heard all these complaints.
Yeah. I mean, it's too early to tell yet, but I'm hoping that that's, obviously that they kind of looked at it and went, okay, here's some things that we need to change, and obviously don't outsource the boss battles this time to a third-party company, because that was just weird, but,
Yeah, that was their defense when everyone complained about them.
Yeah, they were like, well, we didn't do the boss battles. We hired a third-party contractor to do those.
That's such a weird thing.
I know, right? I do not get game development sometimes at all.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went and played the order.
Oh, you finally played the order.
Played the order and beat the order.
And so, your verdict?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I thought the campaign was pretty good. I thought the story was all right. I think this game got fucking screwed by all the bad press about how long it was.
Yeah.
And then that was the only discussion that happened.
I mean, in all honesty, do you feel that game was a 5 or a 6?
No, I think that game was between a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
And 7 is a good game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not an amazing game. It's a good game.
Yeah, no, that's more or less what I thought. I felt when, like I said, when I finished it, my thoughts were, I really hope I see a sequel and they expand on all of this, because I loved the universe and I liked the ambience and all that. The world they created and like the lore that is in it it was a well-crafted game. It's just a standard third-person cover shooter. Yeah. There's nothing like amazing about that. They've got bullet time. I thought the bullet time mechanic was kind of flaky. I won't lie. I kind of forgot that there was bullet time like 99% of the time. You don't have to use it. You can. I never did. You can use it when you get into trouble to just like save yourself. But, it's probably one of the best looking video games, period. Yeah. It is a gorgeous game. Holy cow. There were so many times I would just stop and look at the architecture of these buildings that you're in and these places you're in. Right. The atmosphere was really good. If there's one thing that I wish other developers would take away from that game, is that stuff. Obviously, we want games to look pretty, but it's not even just the fact that it was beautiful. The fact that it, like you said, the architecture, the ambiance, like all of that stuff in that game, like just the atmosphere, it's incredible. And it really goes a long way. And I really hope other developers, at least kind of look at that and take that to heart. And I like the main character. I like the characters. Yeah. I thought it was a neat story. They definitely set it up for a sequel. Like there was resolution with the ending for that arc of the story they tell in this game. Right. But it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's part 1. Now here comes Empire, and then there'll be Return of the Jedi, yeah, for sure. Really, you can tell that there's going to be I'm pretty sure they'll make it. I'm really hopeful. I'm really, really hopeful. I hope so. I like the story. It was a good game. I would have been pretty bummed if I probably bought it because of the length. Right. But, it's a good game. I'm probably going to get it again. Yeah. I almost got all the trophies. Yeah. Yeah. I almost platinumed it. I just missed a couple of the items. So I just have to play through it one more time. Nice. Yeah, no, like I said, I really hope we see a sequel. There's so many aspects of that game that I really liked a lot. Now, some of the enemies were kind of dumb, like the shotgun guys who just charge you. There was a couple cheap sections where... there was. The armor-plated guys with the shotgun would just charge you. And you've got nowhere to go, and you couldn't do anything. Yeah, so that was a little frustrating. Cheap. No, I ran into that too. Cool. I thought it was a cool game, though. It was pretty good. Yeah. I definitely suggest people go out there and check it out if they have any curiosity. It's unfortunate this game got kind of screwed by all the bad press. Yeah, no, that's pretty much exactly how I feel about it. I mean, the one thing that I also really liked was, you kind of touched on it already, the characters. I really thought that they did a great job of showing a very diverse group of characters. Like the main character, you can't kind of help but like him.
Yeah, he was cool.
But so many of the supporting characters are really cool. Like, the one chick that's in it, I thought that her character was really cool. Very, like, interesting. Like, not just, oh, look, there's a female character and she's kind of cool. But, like, I felt like there was so much more that I wanted to know about her. Like, there was mystery behind her, like, where is she from? Why does she have this stuff? Like, like, I really like that a lot.
It was neat.
And the French guy, I really, like, he was kind of this happy-go-lucky guy that,
he was a cool character, too.
Yeah.
The womanizer.
Yeah. But it all just fell together really well. And, like, sort of like you said, the whole Knights of the Round Table thing is, I don't know, I felt like they did such a cool job of it and bringing it into...
Obviously, if anyone's not familiar, the Order, obviously that's what their group is called.
Yeah.
And they're descendants of, basically Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go into the past of some of the characters, but it's alluded to that some of the guys have been around for centuries.
For an awful long time.
They've got... what do they call it? They've got like this little tonic.
Black water.
The black water that they wear on a chain around their neck. And it almost gives them like a Wolverine style regeneration.
Yeah.
So, you're getting shot and stabbed and stuff. And, when you first start the game, you're like, what the hell? Like, I think I'm going to die. And then obviously these guys take a sip of their little drink. And, when you're part of the Order, you get this. And you also get your knight name like Galahad or Percival and so forth. Mm-hmm. Really cool world they had going on there. Really, and and they just scratched the surface.
I know. I felt like there was so much more.
They get you. You want to know more about it, and then of course getting the hint that some of these guys have been around for hundreds of years. Yeah. One of the characters dies, and they allude to, oh wow, like we haven't had a knight, in a long time. In a long time.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Big deal.
This guy was not necessarily the original, but he was like the second of that name sake. So really cool. Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I liked it a lot.
What did you think as far as, like, I kind of said before, like my feeling on it was that people hated on the length, but I felt like there wasn't really any fluff to the game though.
No, it was a good length. It was probably the same length as Battlefield Hardline. Yeah. Battlefield Hardline had a couple stages that were blatant padding, where you're running around in a vehicle, like in the glades in Florida on a those hover fan boat thingies, whatever you call them.
Swamp boats.
Called. Yeah, swamp boats with the big fans and stuff. And there was like, you're going on these big massive areas, okay, these are just really far away from each other for no good reason,
other than they just needed something else.
That was one thing. Now that I mentioned Battlefield Hardline, in the single player, all the vehicle sections were really bad.
Oh, really?
Oh. They just felt weird. Like the driving didn't feel right at all. It felt like you were driving a minecart. And it just like slipped around. Like it didn't really feel like you were driving. Like, considering the lineage of the people who make these games it must have been, maybe there's a difference between the single player engine and the multiplayer engine. Obviously there is. And the vehicles just didn't feel right in the single player, at least.
The vehicles in Battlefield to me have always felt a little loose though, so.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the length is probably just as long. If Battlefield Hardline didn't have multiplayer, people probably would have slammed that for length. Like it wasn't that long. I beat it in 2 sittings. I beat the Order in 2 sittings.
Yeah, I think it was 3 for me with the Order. So no, it was 4. So
I had a day off on Monday, so
there you go. I
had a really long second sitting.
Yeah, that's fair. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I played it.
Yeah,
it's definitely worth playing.
Cool. Yeah, I'm like I said, I was curious to see, if you finally were going to play it, what your thoughts were going to be on it. So
you didn't play much else, did you?
No. I mean, I played some more, the classic for me these days. Played a couple games of Smite and played some Marvel Heroes 2015. My brother actually, for the first time in his life, he's managed to, one of my little brothers, I have many siblings, but, one of my little brothers, he picked up a PC actually, He's had PCs like laptops and stuff like that before, but this is the first time in his life where he's actually got something that he can kind of game on. So,
nice.
So he managed to get on Steam this week. We haven't been able to kind of get together to play anything together yet, but I did get him to install some Marvel Heroes. So we're gonna have to get together one of these nights here, and I'm gonna make a PC gamer out of him yet.
Yeah, I've got it installed. Maybe we'll have to play that, and I'll start a new character or something.
Yeah, I've got a few that I would like to actually start. So yeah. Definitely.
So I played a bunch of other stuff too, but there's nothing coming out next week, so maybe I'll talk about them next week.
Yeah,
but
next week's a bit light.
I played a bunch of the Pokemon. There's 2 free-to-play games that came out on 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon Rumble, which is kind of like a Diablo Light with Pokemon characters.
Really?
Very basic
Interesting.
free-to-play game where you potentially can unlock all 700 and something Pokemon. Randomly generated levels, boss battles. It's super light in the mechanics.
Right.
I think your Pokemon have like 2 moves max.
Oh, okay. So what's their hook as far as free to play?
You earn diamonds and coins.
Okay.
And there's just countdown timers on the stages.
So if
you can buy more stages, which unlock different Pokemon.
Okay.
And have different, obviously, different areas, caves, mountains, whatever. And then a different type of Pokemon that go with them.
Okay.
And there's challenge dungeons that you can do once a day.
Oh, I see. But if you use money, you can do more?
Yeah, you can buy diamonds, but you earn them from beating bosses. You don't have to pay any money to do anything in this.
Okay.
It's the right amount of length of game to just play it, do the stuff, and then, come back the next day and you don't have to spend any money. It's not bad. It's not amazing, but for a free game, it's kind of cool. I think the other game they also released, and it's been out for, I think, maybe a month now, was Pokemon Shuffle.
Right. Okay.
And it's your, puzzle quest, Bejeweled, whatever you want to call it, a match 3 puzzle game.
I'm downloading it. Hold on, I gotta go download it.
It's really good.
That's awesome.
I'd say it's definitely better than Pokemon Rumble. Maybe with some patches they can make Rumble really good.
Yeah.
But the Shuffle, I like it a lot.
I won't lie. I really enjoy, for the mobile, being able to just play something kind of quickly and then and then putting it down or whatever. I really like the match 3 style game. So I will totally pick up Shuffle.
Obviously, I put Axiom Verge on hold because I was playing Order and Battlefield Hardline, but definitely I'm going to get a lot more Mortal Kombat in and Axiom on PS4. I might pick up Titan Souls too. I was thinking about it.
Nice.
Nice. And I played some Marvel Puzzle Quest on my phone too.
Yeah, buddy.
That's actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, you should totally join my I don't know what they called. But
is there groups in that? Or
yeah,
or something?
buddy. You should join my group.
And do you have to do the first mission or chapter to open that up though? I
honestly have no idea.
Okay,
I can't remember. I've been playing it for a while at this point. I mean, I make sure to log in and play a game or two every day. Yeah, I think I'm at day 280 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, it's been out for a really long time.
Yeah, I know.
I just started playing that because
sweet.
Obviously, Hearthstone came out on mobile. I guess with that, I guess we can move into the news. News and stuff.
Newsy stuff.
This is the news. So dumb. Obviously, as we ended last episode, we were talking about the rumors of the new Lego game, and boom.
Yeah, 2 hours later, it farted all over the internet.
Yeah, Lego Dimensions. Lego's Toys to Life category game.
God damn it. But they're just okay, I'm sorry. You're on your own as far as I'm concerned with the amiibo thing. I have no interest in the amiibos, but my wife is obsessed with Skylanders, and now this Lego one, that might be the one that hooks me. I love the idea of buying the Legos and building them and using them on the platform. That sounds so cool. But God, I'm very curious to find out how the games are actually going to be.
Yeah, they didn't really show much. They showed a big 3-minute long teaser.
Yeah.
Pre-rendered video.
Which was funny. I mean, I enjoyed the video. It itself was enjoyable, but it didn't really tell you much of anything besides the fact that you get to build the portal.
Yeah, you build the portal. You can build the little vehicles and stuff. But
yeah,
I wonder if scanning. I don't think
they're not going to
build stuff and scan it in, because you'd have to put RF in all the chips to know that.
From what it looks like to me, it looks like you're building, the ship, or you're building the whatever you're putting in the game, and then it goes on its little NFC platform, and then the platform is what it actually, goes into the game. So really, you could put whatever the hell you want on top of those platforms, but it's still going to scan in as, whatever the NFC is.
Basically, just the Lego minifig unlocks the character.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's interesting because with all the Lego games up to now, they've always had like 50 plus like unlockable characters.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if you buy Batman that you'll get the random Thug 1 and 2 and stuff like that. Like,
I think
they're not going to make minifigs for some of that stuff, right?
Yeah. The feeling I'm getting is it's more like you buy a pack, and in that pack, you're going to get, sort of levels. If you buy the Batman one, you're going to get Batman, maybe like the Batmobile, and maybe another minifig. So you'll get like the Batman minifig and maybe the Joker minifig, and then you'll get, the Batmobile or the Batwing or something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting. But I don't know, because I mean, they're talking about all of them being like cross sort of platforming, where you're going to be able to have Batman in the, Lord of the Rings universe, and
I'm
they
looking
can go
at all
back
the stuff,
to the future, and
they've got the level packs, and then they have the fun packs, which are just characters and a vehicle.
Right.
And then the level packs have like, like your Back to the Future and Lord of the Rings, I guess. There's quite a few
there's quite a few there, man. Like Lord of the Rings, Back to the Future,
Lego Movie.
Yep. I think Jurassic Park in there as well. I can't remember.
There is Jurassic World stuff coming. I don't think it's right away, but yeah. So the main thing looks like it's Lord of the Rings, the movie, Wizard of Oz, and Ninjago. I guess that's all.
Oh yeah, Ninjago. I forgot about that.
It looks alright. We'll see. I don't think I need more fucking plastic junk in my house.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about the amiibos.
Yeah. But those are Nintendo characters. They're fucking cool.
So, how is your Amiibo Watch 2015 going?
Oh my god. It's gonna go on the news. Someone's gonna go to Nintendo, and there's gonna be a shooting. So, I told you, I'm pretty sure I mentioned last week, I went to all the EBs, right?
Yep. You pre-ordered all of them at all the EBs.
Yeah, I figured I better cover my bases. And of course, guess what? All 4 of them called me back and canceled pre-orders on me.
No, really?
Yep. Not all of them canceled all of them, but I think I have a NES safe, which is the exclusive, which is going to be the hardest one to get. So as long as I get my NES, I'll be happy. And I have, I believe, a Robin. But out of all 4 of the stores, most of them canceled my Lucinia. I think they all canceled my Lucinia pre-order and my Robin, except for 1. So
wow,
looks like I'm only missing the 2 Greninja, which is a Toys R Us exclusive, which I'll just have to go to Toys R Us early the day they come out
and
find out.
Stand in line like a sucker.
Yeah, unfortunately in Canada they don't do pre-orders at Toys R Us. They have it on their freaking site, which is stupid.
Assholes.
And you can sign up for an email
blast
notification, but
you and everybody else.
Last time I got something from Toys R Us, and an email notification was in the middle of it was like 3 a.m. or 12 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something stupid, and it's like, okay, well, fuck.
Right.
Thanks for nothing.
Okay. So essentially, Amiibo Watch will continue.
Yeah, so it's alright. I'm only gonna have to track down 2. I wish I didn't get them canceled, because it would have made life a lot easier.
Sounds like it.
But oh well, I knew with Greninja I was gonna have to wait in line, so.
Okay, so that was sort of already prepped.
Yeah, a lot of the internet blew up, obviously, because of all the frustrations. There's still quite a few. I think Amazon US still hasn't done pre-orders. And Best Buy in Canada still hasn't done pre-orders. They have placeholders on them all.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Are they planning on doing pre-orders then? I mean, like, have they said they're
should.
going to, or?
No, they will. They have every other set.
Oh.
They
Okay.
have the placeholders on the website right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
Funny
fair.
that Amazon.com hasn't had them up yet, so everyone's just like on their F5 keys, constantly refreshing.
Wow. Speaking of refreshing, BlizzCon tickets went on sale this evening, and it looks like all my
They were
friends
gone
that
right
were...
away.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I have 2 friends of mine that were trying real hard to get tickets, and they both just posted on Twitter that neither one of them got tickets, so...
I tried buying BlizzCon tickets. So if anyone doesn't know what BlizzCon is, it's Blizzard, Diablo, World of Warcraft. It's their convention in Anaheim.
Yep. Kind of a big deal for Blizzard
yeah,
heads.
it's pretty huge if you're a Blizzard fan.
Yep.
They have apparently like a really wicked like gift loot bag you get when you buy your tickets. You usually get some pretty cool collectibles out of that. I have tried buying tickets 2 years in a row.
Yeah, no go.
And I'm on my computer. I'm on multiple computers. No, fuck it. Sold
Right.
out.
Wow. So harder to get tickets to BlizzCon than PAX?
Probably.
Wow.
And they're expensive. They're like $200. They're not cheap.
They're not cheap. But those tickets also get you the whole thing though, right? You're not buying like separate days. You're just getting all of it.
Yeah, it's just one.
It's just one. Yeah, exactly.
I was looking at the dates, and it's by Disneyland. I'm like, man, I want to go to Disneyland, and I want to go to BlizzCon.
I know. I had some friends that really wanted to go.
I wonder how hard it would be to get Media Pass. I was honestly contemplating going, because it's in November. I could save up money for a ticket to LA.
Yeah. For me, not this year.
It would definitely be cool to go to.
Yeah. No, I'd like to go one year. I would really like to go. But, I mean, yeah.
The tickets go on sale on Saturday, the second batch, so they hopefully can try again.
Yeah, well, that's always fun.
Speaking of Blizzard,
yeah,
they released Hearthstone on mobile.
Yes, they did.
Well, it was on iPads and Android tablets, but now it's on phones.
Yeah. Have you downloaded it yet? I mean, I know it just came out. I wasn't sure. You're a pretty huge...
The second I heard it was available, I downloaded it.
Yeah, I figured you probably would. You're a pretty huge Hearthstone fan, so...
It's just such a good game.
Yeah.
Honestly, it might turn me into an actual mobile gamer.
Really?
Because it was like the one game I had installed on my work laptop and my laptop.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
It plays really well on the phone.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played any multiplayer against other people. I was just doing the single player stuff.
Right.
But
how big is the screen on your phone?
I was pretty impressed. Well, I have a Galaxy S5, so it's I think 5.1 inches.
Yeah, 5 or 5.2, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but okay.
It's not a bad size.
So you got a fairly decent sized phone then. I was just kind of curious because, I mean, I've seen friends of mine play it on tablets, and I was like, oh, okay, like that seems like a good size. But I was wondering like how on phones it would be just from the size of the screen. You know what I mean?
Obviously, the tablet implementation, it's exactly like the PC. They didn't change anything.
Right.
On the phone, they kind of cut the screen. That you don't have quite the same real estate in terms of like the extra stuff around the edges.
Okay, so you can't
the stages.
You can't play with the dragons and stuff like that on the sides.
You can.
Okay.
The instead of the four corners having stuff you can click on and screw around with, it's just the two opposing corners.
Oh, okay.
And then your cards sit like on the bottom right, and they're hidden, so you can't really see everything on them. But when you click on your cards, they display across the bottom of your screen, and they get bigger. And if you just tap them with your finger, they go like full screen, so you can easily read them before you make any play. So it's pretty intuitive. They did, I think, really good implementation of it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds like it's very playable.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I don't know how it would play on older devices. It plays really well on my phone. Honestly, probably better than it does on like, I have it installed on my mom's iPad. I want to say iPad 3rd generation.
iPad something or other.
It's the 3rd generation. It was before they went to the Air and the Air 2.
Okay, yeah.
It has the same guts as the first generation Air.
Right, okay.
And I don't think the Air 2 is much different. It kind of actually is sluggish on the iPad, so honestly it plays better on my phone than it does on on the tablet. So
well, that's cool to know. I mean, I know some friends that are going to be very excited about that. They're huge fans.
An iPhone or an Android device, it's definitely worth checking out. It's a good game, and it's something that's designed for touch, so it works on a phone.
Yeah. That's key, man. Like, if you're gonna play a game on a phone, it's gotta be touch. Like, it's gotta be built for that from the ground up, and not just stupid, hey, let's put on-screen buttons, those will be fun, said nobody ever.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, that's why, like, match 3 games and stuff work so well, is because it makes sense. You know?
I'm just noticing at our news here, the next 3 stories are all Activision.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I didn't even mean for that to happen.
Activision will love us.
The next one's not a big, well, it's big, but it's not big.
It's no surprise.
Yeah,
how's
no
that?
surprise. There was a Black Ops 3 teaser.
Yeah.
They showed some numbers and had some guy talking and some guns flipping around the screen and stuff. Nothing.
They essentially said, hey guys, Black Ops 3 is coming.
Of an announcement.
Yeah.
Black Ops 3 is coming, and we're going to show you more stuff in a couple weeks.
Yeah. So hey, Black Ops 3 is on the way.
Another Call of Duty game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, don't they have 3 different studios working on 3 different like Call of Duty games at all times? The idea being that they can release one Call of Duty game every year.
I think so, but
I mean, you got your Black Ops series, and then you got your Advanced Warfare series, and then you got your
Black Ops is Treyarch.
Right.
Advanced Warfare was the new studio they formed, Sledgehammer.
Yep. Well, they're not really a new studio, but...
Well, they're not new, but they're new to COD.
Yes.
And then there was Infinity Ward, but...
Infinity Ward's still making...
I feel like Infinity Ward's done.
Well, they're still making Call of Duty.
They did Ghost.
Oh, right. Yeah. Ghost.
So maybe they're going to do next year's Call of Duty?
It'll
be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I never played Black Ops. I've never played any of the Black Ops.
Oh, really?
Black Ops 2. And people say that's a really good game because it did some different stuff in the campaign.
I played all of them so far, the Black Ops ones.
You had choices in the campaign that changed outcomes.
Kind of, really. I guess. I mean, it's a Call of Duty game. I actually thought... Was it the first half of... Was it Black Ops 2 was really... I thought... I'm trying to remember now. I kind of get them mixed up. There's been so many.
That one jumps from the past into the future.
Yeah. I actually thought that the beginning of that was actually kind of weak. And then it actually kind of gets all right later on. But the beginning was just very, let's run around and just shoot lots of stuff, which of course I just described the entire game, but it wasn't done in a way that, you remember like Call of Duty 4 when it came out, there was a purpose in the missions, and there was that sniper mission where you're assassinating Buddy, and it was amazing.
And it's all tied together really well.
It was so cool. This was just like, the story was trying real hard, but it had a few too many, especially near the beginning. It had too many moments, kind of like the old Call of Duty World at War, where you're just on a battlefield and there's just tons of shit coming at you from everywhere, and all you're doing is like inching forward, just shooting tons and tons of guys. Like, it didn't feel like
it's all noise, and you just feel disconnected from it all.
Yeah, exactly. And then once kind of the story got going, there was actually more of a sustained story, and sort of, you kind of had to be stealthy, and you were creeping through the forest, and you were, that kind of stuff was finally happening. And it kind of came into its own in the second half, for me at least. I don't know. That's how I felt about it. So,
well, we got a month until The Witcher comes out, so maybe I'll squeeze Black Ops 2 in there as a guilty.
I mean, it's a short
from my pile of shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the really big news, though, well, it's not really big news. Guitar Hero Live.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you had to smelt this coming. It's Activision, and Rock Band was announced.
Yeah, they announced the new Rock Band. So,
Rock Band's coming. Oh, well,
Shit,
Guitar
guys.
Hero.
Guitar Hero.
Done.
We got to do that too. Yeah.
It looks all right.
Looks like they've changed up the guitar.
I think it's cool. Yeah, the guitar is a little different. It doesn't have the 5 colored buttons
No.
like the last few games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a row of 3 frets,
Yeah.
upper and lower. So it's got 6 buttons. This is the upper frets and the lower frets. Word is it feels more like you're doing proper guitar motions with your left hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hear that it's,
kinda
like
neat.
more of, like, it feels more like you're actually playing guitar.
Yeah. The Guitar Hero Live, it kind of looks neat. It's only guitar, so there's no band aspect.
Right. Which
Apparently there's probably co-op or versus.
Okay.
But the whole shtick is it's a first person view, and it's like FMV. It's like full motion video, like live video. You know, you're seeing the perspective of the guitar player going on stage, and you're with your bandmates playing to a giant crowd.
Okay. So in other words, what you're telling me is that people who are afraid of talking in public are going to be terrified of playing this game.
I guess if you're not focusing on the little button, the highway of frets coming down the screen. It looked kind of neat. Like it really simulates that you're in a real band, and
do you want to be a rock
you're playing
and
to
roller?
like 20,000, 60,000 people. Like the visuals looked really cool. Like it looked really good, and the crowd changes on the fly. With how they're doing.
Depending
they're doing
on
really well.
Yeah,
the crowd's
exactly.
like, "I love you," and they have signs, and they're like freaking out and stuff. And then you flub your notes, and you get the stupid noises come out, and then your bandmates are all looking at you and cringing, like, "What,
Dude, what the hell are you doing?"
man? And the crowd like has signs like "You suck," and they're yelling, and the total vibe
Get off the
changes.
stage.
Yeah, so that looked really neat, and it like transitions so fast and seamlessly, like you don't even notice.
Right.
So I thought that looked really cool, like from that, just like because I had the first Guitar Hero on PlayStation 2,
Yep.
and I have a big stereo system.
Oh, dude, that's the best, man. You rock out.
Oh,
You totally
man,
rock out. You feel like a rock star.
I would crank that fucking shit and just like play some. And this is Guitar Hero. This is before Rock Band, and it's like, I'm fucking playing guitar, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm a rock star. Like it just felt awesome. Like,
yeah,
crank the fucking tunes up. And anyway, with the visuals in this game, you'll really I think it'll just help extend that feeling. They also have the Guitar Hero TV mode, so that's kind of like the single player campaign, and then kind of I guess their DLC.
Right.
System is this Guitar Hero TV, which is the music videos. So whatever songs they have, and in the background, it's just the music videos.
Interesting.
So there was really they didn't really say anything about DLC,
which I'm sure there's going to be a
what's
shitload
included,
of.
this and that. There's no backwards compatibility. You're not bringing any of your old songs over. It's all new.
Well, that's
So it's like
kind of a bummer if you bought a ton of Guitar Hero songs.
I don't remember how much Guitar Hero DLC there was. I think there was a decent amount.
There was a lot, man.
Not like Rock Band. I think Rock Band was
crazy.
In the 3,000s or 4,000
There were
tracks.
so many. It was insane. But I won't lie, man. Rocking out on the drums in Rock Band, that's an experience. That is an experience.
Rock Band was like you'd have Rock Band parties.
Yes. It was. I remember when that came out and I got Rock Band. I had actually sort of just had some surgery done, and I had everybody over for my birthday, and we rocked it, and we had a blast. And to be honest, like I don't know if I've ever had that much fun playing video games with other people. You know what I mean? Like it was so much fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun experience. So Guitar Hero, yay!
Yeah, I won't lie, I'm not nearly as excited about Guitar Hero as I am for the new Rock Band.
It looks cool. I am more excited for Rock Band.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason the whole genre went away was because of Guitar Hero.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, there was too many of them. Like Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, Timmy Van Halen.
Guitar Hero, the Beatles.
Oh, no.
Guitar Hero.
That was Rock Band.
Was it Rock Band?
Yeah.
See, I can't even remember.
But yeah, there were so many versions of these games. And
Rock Band, Aerosmith, or Guitar Hero, Aerosmith.
There's 50 guitars, 20 different drum sets. They always had better versions, which like was just annoying.
And then the
Like,
stupid guitars
you got
would
the
always
crappy
shit out
guitar,
on you.
man.
Yeah, exactly. With the stupid like little button thing would always break on the guitar. It's like, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I think Rock Band was announced before we started the podcast, so we never really talked about it. But
Yeah.
I think they said the old instruments will work. I think. I want to say I heard that.
I want to agree with you, but I better not, just in case you're wrong.
I could be wrong. There's definitely going to be some of your music you can bring over, though. That's promising.
Yes, they have said that.
That's not all of it, but I think a lot of it will be, which is good.
They haven't announced how that's going to work yet at all,
The
actually.
people who
So
invested a lot of money, that might obviously be good news to them. I'm definitely looking forward to play that for that experience again.
yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to more Rock Band.
Hopefully it's well, I guess it's going to be $150 again.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
I could use a new drum set. I've got 2 drum sets here. I've like co-opted them from people who don't have space for them.
Yeah, I kind of know what that's like. I kind of don't have space for mine, but I've kept it, even though I can't remember the last time I actually played it.
4 or 5 guitars and 2 drum sets. And I think I only own, like personally, I think I only own 1 guitar.
Yeah, you got a big ass house. You can stick them in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, they're in the storage there. But I think I'm gonna have to whip that out now that we talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with the podcast. I'm gonna play some Rock Band.
Fuck this podcast. I'm out. Yeah.
I guess the other thing, Activision kind of
Destiny.
It's not Activision. It's EA.
No.
Is EA Destiny? Or is it Activision?
Activision did Destiny.
That's Activision. I'm totally confused. Yeah, Destiny expansion date was,
House of Wolves.
Yeah, May 19th.
Yeah.
I think that's like the same day as Witcher 3 comes out.
Oh, man.
I know.
I want to say that you're right, but I actually feel like The Witcher was the 16th.
No, maybe. I don't have a calendar in front of me.
I don't either, but I really want to look it up, but I'm not going to.
No, I think it comes with the 19th. Oh, well,
You're
whatever.
probably right.
So yeah, they announced their expansion.
Yeah.
There's a couple issues with this.
Okay.
I used to play a shitload of Destiny, probably way longer than the majority of people did.
You're right. May 19th, by the way, with The Witcher 3.
I'm always right.
Oh.
No, I'm not always right.
No, you're not.
I really like Destiny. Destiny's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
But there's 5 months later from the last expansion.
Yeah, that was quite a jump, eh?
And the last expansion was it was pretty sad. Like there's 3 story missions. I think one of them was completely new area and the other 2 were kind of recycled side areas of sections of the game you visited already. And there was
that's why this is taking 5 months, because it's actually new.
Well, just wait. And then there was the raid.
Oh, right. They released that big new raid.
So they had the new raid, which was not as good as the first raid. Both raids, I think, are still broken. There was a patch this week to address raid bugs. We'll find out that probably nothing's fixed.
Right.
The game's been out, Came out in September? How
Yes,
long
it did.
Now? 7 months ago? 8 months ago?
8 months
almost?
ago.
We're in April.
Yeah, man.
Ugh. So yeah, House of Wolves. No raid.
Wow.
And they didn't say anything about how many missions there are, but I'm not going to be surprised. It's probably only going to be 3 or 4.
Right.
And then, of course, 5 multiplayer maps. No one gives a shit about PvP in Destiny. Well, some people do. But
Have they said whether or not this one is included for the people that bought the collector's edition with the, like...
Yeah, if you bought the thing that includes the 2 expansions.
Like the $100 or whatever?
I think this is included.
Okay. Because I totally...
I bought the expansion separately. I think it was... I can't remember. It was $20 or $30. Maybe it was $30, and you got the 2 instead of $20 each, because that's what they are.
Wow, $20 each?
So that's the thing that I want to get at, and there's 2 sides of the story. If you look at the first expansion with the 3 levels,
right,
and the raid, there's maybe 3 hours of content there.
Okay.
And maybe with the multiplayer stuff, they're going to say, well, you got to run the raid multiple times and you got to gear up. And PvP,
well, yeah, man, you got to grind the shit out of that.
And PvP is essentially unlimited gameplay, so the value is through the roof. Fuck off. Those expansions are fucking tiny. It's bullshit.
For $20, that's a fairly significant.
I'm
chunk of
OCD
change.
and I'm addicted to the gameplay loop in that game because it is a good game.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But goddamn, that story was bad.
I still see a couple people playing on my list that are still playing it.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even gone back. I don't think I've turned it on in like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been at least that long for me. I can't remember the last time I played
Obviously,
Destiny.
I already paid for the expansion, so I'll check it out. But I call it right now. I'll be amazed if they do anything different that really turns the game on its head. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be pissed off and they're going to burn down Bungie.
I think maybe that's a little excessive. I don't know if that'll necessarily be happening, but
well, the hardcores will probably be happy. Like, okay, there's a horde. There's not a raid, but there's like people are speculating that the new mode for
it's almost going to be like a horde
for
mode.
PvE. Yeah, it's going to be like a horde mode. So
yeah, I've been hearing that in the grapevine as well.
Those are fun, but again, once you figure them out, they're just Yeah, they're gonna have a raid later. Maybe this raid's going to be so good and so fine-tuned with no bugs and it's going to be amazing. But how's that going to work? Are they going to include it with this expansion or are you going to have to buy that separate? You know? Like, is it
right?
If it's not free, people are going to probably be pissed because you got a raid with the second one.
Right.
And a horde mode is something that should have been in this game from fucking day one.
No, I feel like if they're going to add the horde mode, the chances are it'll probably be attached to the expansion. But I could totally be talking out my ass because, first of all, they haven't announced the horde mode, so we're very speculating.
No, everyone's speculating.
Yeah, so, I mean, at this point, I'm just going to wait until I find out a little bit more before I say too much about it, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'll play it, but I'm saying it now. I'm going to be amazed if it's any better or bigger than the other expansion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Destiny is one of those games that...
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to be right. I want there to be some sizable, like, good content that comes out for this game. Because I want to play it again. I really like Destiny.
So did I.
I just burnt out.
I'm so disappointed. I was in the story was my big thing. That game had so much potential. They set up such a cool world. And then this story was just kind of like, and fuck you.
You can just tell, like, because with Destiny, you replay a lot of those levels.
Oh, yeah.
And areas so many times that you can see, you get that feeling that they cut chunks out here and there. You know, like, honestly, Destiny probably wasn't ready to come out until this year.
Yeah.
And I think they really screwed themselves by making,
I think they were thinking
360 and PS3 versions of it. Well, they didn't screw themselves because honestly, the numbers came out last year. Destiny, I think, is the third best-selling game of 2014.
Yeah, so it sold like gangbusters.
It sold like hotcakes. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, from a monetary standpoint, they didn't make many.
They made a ton of money off that game, but and they're still making money off of it.
From like just the potential of like just this game that's just like this amazing experience. You know, like something that like is going to be around and people are going to talk about, kind of like World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
they made a lot of. There's so many things you can tell is just missing. I think it just boiled out to getting it released last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it obviously had to do with they wanted it out last year,
especially with the story. Like, there's so many plot holes and stuff that just seems like it's missing.
To me, it felt like they got halfway through the story and then they went, "Oh shit, guys, this was supposed to be a really long game and it was supposed to be many more hours, but we need to end it for a game." Okay, well, let's just do this and we'll just end it here and that's that. Yeah. Like, cause there's so much stuff that it gets, you know, you get intrigued with and it teases you and you're.
It's like Halo 2. It ends when it freaking starts. It really feels like things are starting to fucking go and.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's the story I've been looking for. Here's the fucking game I was wanting to play.
And then it ends.
We're done.
Yeah. And then Halo 3 shows up and you're like, well, where was the story that was from Halo 2 that I wanted to play? Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope I'm wrong. Comes out next month.
Yeah.
I already paid for it, so I'll be playing it.
Yeah, I'll download
already,
it.
So who's the fucking sucker?
Yeah.
Me or them?
Well, It's all good. Although, to be honest, chances are I'll be playing The Witcher 3 on that day, so...
Yeah. To be quite honest.
Yeah.
Are you getting that on PC or PS4?
I think that'll be a PC game, probably.
I'm so split because those games are... I really like playing games. I find I get more immersed on my big screen with my PS4 than I do on some of my PC games.
Stream it, my friend. See, what I'm thinking I might do with The Witcher is I'll use my Steam in-home streaming. I'll stream it from my home PC, which is badass and skookum, over to my laptop connected to the television, and then I'll play it that way.
That's not a bad idea.
And I mean, because my, home Wi-Fi and everything is pretty wicked, I mean, I'm not expecting there to be... I mean, obviously I'm going to test this theory out on some other games before I decide upon this.
That probably worked pretty good.
But I'm thinking that's kind of the way to get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'm lucky with everything hardwired in my place. But
yeah,
it's definitely going to look better on PC.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're going to get the mods,
4K screenshots of that?
And you're going to get all the nice, I don't know, the extra things you can do on the PC version, like the mods and stuff, like I said.
But, like, seriously, have you seen the 4K screenshots of that game?
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, my lord.
There's no doubt the PS4 and the Xbox One are not going to look as good.
No, but I mean, I honestly haven't decided yet. I mean, they've said, it's going to run, 1080p and it's going to look great on the PS4. So that might end up being how I go. But chances are I think probably PC is the way I'm leaning it right now. So.
Yeah. Nintendo had an announcement. I think this happened after their Direct and after we talked last week. Yokai Watch is coming out to 3DS. So if
I know nothing about this, I won't lie.
Probably nobody knows anything about this. I know about this game because I listen to a podcast that is from Japan.
Oh, okay.
And they talk about Japan games and gaming in Japan. This is basically the next Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah, it's taken over. It's for kids, though.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to fill the boots of like a Pokemon game exactly if you're an adult and like Pokemon games still.
Well, I mean, come on. We all bought the last stupid Pokemon X or Y or whatever.
This is Lines Around the Blocks.
Oh, really?
It's multiple games. Kind of the Pokemon thing, game 1 and 2, you can only collect certain creatures and one. They're ghosts, right? You collect ghosts and they befriend you.
Oh, interesting. It sounds like Pokemon in a different skin.
I can't remember who makes it. I want to say, man, who was it?
I'm assuming Nintendo's publishing it.
Nintendo's publishing it.
Okay.
It's got a TV show. It's got like your little character, like a ghost kitty cat.
Oh wow, this sounds just like Pokemon for a new generation.
It's totally. But it also has like a toy, like a watch. This is the thing that people are going crazy for. It sells out like in all the stores. There's like a watch you buy. I don't know how, if and how it interacts with the game or anything.
Okay.
But,
I'm sure it interacts with the game if they're selling the watch with it.
There's these limited edition watches that people are like insane. Level 5.
Oh wow, Level 5 did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're a good studio.
They've made some pretty solid games.
So this would be Yokai Watch 3 in Japan, and I think they're just going to call it Yokai Watch here.
Okay.
Without a number. I mean, it looks kind of neat. I don't know. It's 3DS. Let's see if Nintendo can market it properly and see if they're going to have another crazy Pokemon hit on their hands or not.
Well, I mean, by the sounds of it, they very well might.
Yeah, if they market it right, they could fumble it.
Right.
I'm going to dig into it a little more, see what's up with that watch thing, because that's the thing that people are really crazy for, too, besides the games.
Right,
in Japan. Like, they were impossible to get. Like, people lining up, like, lotteries.
Oh, wow.
To get them. Yeah, like, insanity. Like, probably puts the amiibo craze to shame.
Oh, I don't know, man. Those amiibos. Jesus.
And I guess, just to mention, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on PC.
It did. I know several of my PC friends are absolutely as we're sitting here reading this or doing this podcast, there's been at least 4 friends of mine on my Steam that have popped up. So-and-so is playing GTA 5. So-and-so is playing GTA 5. So
I'm really thinking about picking it up, but I played the hell of it on PS4.
yeah, I got it for Christmas on PS4.
It's an awesome game. I'm going to go back and play more on PS4, but
the fact that I can play it in first person view and the thought of being able to do that with a mouse and keyboard is really tempting to me.
a lot of the stuff they added on the PC version is supposed to be really sweet.
Because, like,
apparently they did a better implementation of the first person mode on PC too compared to PS4.
Oh, man. Well,
I know, it kind of pisses me off.
Oh.
But I wanted to play it so bad because I didn't play it on PS3.
Yeah, I didn't play it on PS3 either, but I haven't played that much of it on PS4 yet.
Yeah, I beat it.
But again, I already own it on PS4.
It's a good game.
I don't think I need to buy it on PC.
No, that's the thing.
But mouse and keyboard. Too. Oh.
I think, this fall or this summer, there'll be a Steam sale, and then I'll probably pick it up, and then I won't feel so bad for owning it on multiple systems.
Steam summer sale? Yeah, it might show up already. Hard to say.
We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe if it's cheap enough.
There's some other, I think, smaller news, random stuff about releases, and here's a press release about a news story, like BS stuff. Nothing too crazy else happened. I think that was the big stuff for the week.
Yeah, I feel like that was the big newsy stuff this week. I think
the Nintendo Direct was the biggest thing last week.
Yeah, that was a big one. So, should we wander into our random topic of the week?
Yeah, this is where we talk about whatever the fudge we want to talk about.
So, I just got to start this off with Daredevil on Netflix. Holy shnikes! So good!
Yeah, it's awesome. The
one shot at the end of episode 2 blew my mind. That was amazing.
Just rewind.
Oh,
calm down. Keep it in your pants.
It's already out.
So if you don't know, Daredevil is another one of these Netflix exclusives.
Yeah.
Which is why the cable TV industry is getting their ass handed to them right now. And people are cutting cable like crazy because these guys are just making Hollywood budget programs and exclusive.
Awesome shows.
Daredevil was maybe announced a month ago or a couple weeks ago, maybe a little while ago, but it was just, Daredevil's coming to Netflix.
No, it was announced about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
For those of us who were Daredevil fans, we were pretty excited.
But it wasn't like, my Daredevil, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then it came out on Friday, and holy shit.
Yep.
how many episodes, do you know how many episodes there are in the season?
There's 12 or 13, I can't remember.
So it's Netflix, they just released the whole season in one go.
Yep. And you can binge the whole thing.
It's Marvel Studios, their TV production house.
Yep.
Doing Daredevil. It's a reboot, has nothing to do with the terrible movie that came out years ago.
But it totally ties into the Marvel universe.
It is absolutely tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Super cool.
Ties into
the Avengers.
It takes place in Hell's Kitchen, New York City, after the Battle of the First Avengers.
Yes, which is super cool. They reference that.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's actually the events of the Battle of New York are felt by this area because this was an area that was heavily ravaged by the battle.
Yep.
Like it's a constant reconstruction still going on.
Yep.
People who lost their lives, real estate has plummeted. People are on hard times because of that whole thing. So like a whole other side of not just like, we're the superheroes and everything's fine and dandy for us. Cause we don't have to live there and deal with that stuff.
They do a really cool job of sort of, like you said, showing, in the Avengers, it's like, it's happy-go-lucky, and like, we just destroyed half the city, and that really sucks, but...
Yeah, you don't see any consequence of any of that stuff.
Yeah, but in this, it's like, holy shit, that sucks, and there's some bad things that came out of it.
This area is, like, literally leveled. Gangsters have moved in, taken advantage of all the people there, because everyone's fallen hard times if they haven't lost their employment, because their work was just straight up destroyed. People are just struggling, and... it's Daredevil.
And it all ties in really well. They're doing Daredevil how fans of Daredevil wanted them to do it. They're doing it well. It's brutal,
very gritty.
They're not
visceral.
holding back. It's fairly gruesome and kind of gory at times.
Yeah,
But
for anyone who's not familiar, I don't know how you wouldn't be familiar unless you live under a rock. Daredevil he's not your typical superhero. I don't think he has really any superpowers. He does have super senses, though, in essence.
Yep.
Because he went blind at a young age and had to rely on his other senses, and he's developed this insane level of hearing and
smell.
Yeah, smell. Like all his other senses have been enhanced to such an insane level. It's like he can see. He's blind, but it's like he can see. He can see better than someone with eyes.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
He's a human lie detector. He knows if people are lying.
Oh yeah,
because he can hear their heartbeat change. On it's so good. It's done so well.
Stop listening to our podcast and just go watch it.
If you have Netflix, you have no excuse to watch it.
And if you don't have Netflix, go get Netflix so you can watch it, because it's that good.
Yeah, $8 a month.
Exactly. Why are you not on there? Seriously. Plus, there's House of Cards.
Dane was talking about, so Daredevil obviously doesn't have superpowers. He's not flying around and stuff. He's kind of parkour, and he's martial arts, boxing in particular. His father was a boxer, so there's a heavy influence on boxing there.
They haven't even gotten into the sort of Daredevil and what he has yet.
Yeah, they're doing a really good. The whole story opens up with basically it just starts with his origin immediately, and it's kind of gut wrenching. The opening scene.
I thought what I really liked though about it was, instead of spending an entire episode going through his origins slowly and explaining it all, I really like that they just kind of cut straight to the incident and then cut away, and there was and they're doing these quick kind of flashbacks, so that you're getting a story.
Time. Yeah.
But they're explaining a bit of his origins as they go. And I really like that a lot more than just okay guys, here's 2 episodes of his origins.
Yeah. It's really cool how they do it, because it's here's it's Matt Murdock, right?
Yep.
Here he is in the future. He's a lawyer, all this stuff. And then it's well, this is how he got, this is why he does this way. This is how he learned this. And it flashes back to all this stuff. So it's building the origin story hand in hand with the current timeline. So it's a really interesting way of how they've done it. It's shot so well too. And the fight choreography is amazing.
It's so good.
I just want to talk about it a little bit, because in most movies, you have a fight scene where everyone gets one punched. Bang, one guy down. Bang, the next guy down. Bang, the next guy down. I've been punched in the face before. I didn't fucking go down.
Yeah.
I'm not a big guy. I got square clocked right in the face in the club once, and I got jumped. I didn't go down. It fucking hurt, but I could still fight.
Yep.
So, movies kind of do a disservice to human beings, because they're not little girls that just get knocked over.
Not in this, man. They take a beating.
There's an insane scene.
Oh man,
where he takes on a bunch of guys, and I'm just gonna kind of float over it. And it's as he's beating up guys, the first couple guys he took on, they're just getting back up, because they're not done. They're beat up and knocked around, but they're oh whoa,
they're in pain.
They're in pain. They come back. Oh.
Yeah.
There's a scene in the second episode of this great fight scene. I don't think you may one of those movies.
It's a one shot. It's amazing. And when I mean a one shot, what that means is they shot the entire scene without cutting. They started it from start to finish. They did not cut. They walked the camera through, and it's an incredible scene just because of the amount of choreography that goes into it. And the amount that the camera moves during the whole scene. And I mean, it's got to be anywhere between it's got to be at least 3 minutes long. And it's wicked. It is so wicked.
Yeah, I want to go watch more. I got my wife watching it. She really likes it.
Yeah, I got my wife involved too. She's super intrigued.
Got a bunch of actors from True Blood, which is kind of neat. So you'll recognize some people if you're into True Blood.
Yep. Yeah. No, overall, straight up, just Just go watch it. It's awesome. I'm sure we'll be gushing about it for the next several weeks because if we both don't binge on it and finish it
it'll
this
be
week.
interesting to see because it is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's probably going to be some tie-ins to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and there might even be some tie-ins to the next Avengers.
Well, they've already talked about that this one is going to tie in with the Black Panther show that's going to be coming out on Netflix as well. So,
oh, is that going to be a Netflix thing? That's not going to be a movie?
As far as I'm aware, it may be both. So, I'm excited. Where they're going with all of their cinematic universe stuff is super cool. So.
They're doing such a good job.
Oh, they're nailing it. It's wicked. Daredevil, awesome. I also went and saw Fast 7 this weekend. I know you saw it last weekend, so we can kind of finally talk about it.
How'd you like it?
Well, first of all, me and the wife watched Fast 6 earlier in the day, and then we finished that because neither one of us had seen it.
So which one was 6?
6 is the one...
Because I get them out of order. 5 is the Rio one, right?
5 is Rio, where they do the stuff in Brazil. 6 is the one in Europe, where they're like cruising around London with the Indy car that's got like the
little ramp
cage
on the front.
Yeah. That's the
where
6th one.
That's the setup for the direct setup for this one because they take out his brother, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jason Statham's character's brother.
Yeah, they put him in the. Anyways, I won't spoil it, but yeah, no. So after we finished 6, we were both like, well, we should probably go see 7. So we did. I thought, like you said, I won't lie, it was very dusty in the theater towards the end of that movie. My eyes were, a lot of dust.
Man, go to theater, cleaner theaters.
No,
it is rough, man.
Yeah, they did a great job of sort of dealing with all of that Paul Walker stuff. And you could tell that last scene you could just feel the emotion in it from everybody. Especially obviously Vin Diesel, but it was a hard scene to watch, especially knowing that he was gone and everything. But I thought that they did a really good job. They did not do what I thought they were going to do, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I honestly thought that they were going to handle that differently than the way that they did. And now that I've seen the film, I'm actually really glad that they handled it in the way that they did, because it just made for a much more powerful ending and just overall a better movie, I think.
Yeah. Like I said, robot test. If you didn't feel anything, you're a robot.
Yeah, I don't think there was many people in the theater that didn't at least have some mist in the corners of their eyes walking out of that. Like it was, yeah.
Yeah, I got super emotional.
Oh yeah. We sat till the end of the credits before we walked out of there. I mean, I generally do that anyways, just because I feel that if you're going to watch a movie, there's enough people involved in making them that the least I can do is sit till the end of the credits. So, but no, we really enjoyed it. We saw it in D-Box, which is like the seats that vibrate and move and shift, and that was awesome.
They don't have that here.
Oh, if you have it where you're at, it's quite expensive, I won't lie, and we rarely use it, but for certain films, it's wicked. For the Fast and Furious, it was awesome.
Oh yeah, that would make sense for the cars and stuff. Yeah,
for all the like car scenes and stuff, when they're like, they're racing around the city, your chair's throwing you back and forth and sideways, and they're slamming on the brakes, so you're getting, pushed forward, and yeah, it was cool. It really added an extra dimension to the film. It was worth it. It was really neat.
That is cool.
Yeah. So, no,
it's not a bad movie. There's a couple corny parts, but
there was some.
It was pretty entertaining.
There's a couple pretty bad lines.
I think I like 5 or 6. I think 5 is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
that's when The Rock comes in.
Yeah, I think the one in Rio, even though the end of that was pretty ridiculous.
Well, they all are.
Like, yeah, I mean, him flying through the buildings in Abu Dhabi was pretty ridiculous, but
it was so just awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I mean, it's a roller coaster. It really is, but it's what you want. It's shoot 'em up, bang bang, big explosions. I mean, it's
amazing cars.
Oh my goodness, yeah, the amount of amazing
pretty
cars
girls
in those movies was pretty awesome. So
I love those parties, like all the parties though, and the races and stuff. Like, that's the thing that drives me nuts. Is like, okay, I've been to like street races, and I've been to pretty flat. Like, I've been to flashy parties in New York and LA, and I've been to a lot of. There ain't no women. There's maybe one or two women who dress like those women, and those are like the blatant escorts or hookers that are like at the party,
just a little bit.
But like in these movies,
but it's a movie,
girls
so
are like half naked. Like, obviously, hey, that's an amazing world they live in. But it's like, man, it's so disconnected from reality.
No, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's worth a watch, especially in the theater. So,
yeah, it was fun. Well, they already said they're going to do another one. So,
I have mixed feelings about that. I really,
I don't know how good the next one.
I really felt like they don't need to. I felt like this kind of ended it in such a good way that
the ending was amazing.
Yeah,
like in terms of ending a movie, ending a franchise,
that would have been the perfect ending.
I think that would be perfect.
Yeah, in some ways, I think by making another one, they may wreck it.
Yeah, it'll do a disservice to it for sure, but, it's Hollywood. We live in a capitalist society. It's like, hey, this thing prints money, let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
So until it stops selling tickets, they won't stop making them.
Yeah. I was kind of afraid of that, but it is what it is. So you've got the Jinx on here. I'm not honestly familiar with that.
The Jinx is a documentary.
Okay.
And, I'm going to try and keep this quick because we're getting a little long here. It's on HBO. It's a documentary.
Yep.
About Robert Durst. Probably not familiar to a lot of people out there. He is the heir to $100 million, potentially $1 billion family who owns a crap ton of prime New York real estate and manages.
Okay.
They own blocks of Wall Street, blocks of Times Square.
Wow.
We're talking like super elite, powerful. They have balls to, go, oh, you're so amazing, blah, blah, blah. You're the person of the year. Like,
right.
Okay. Like they're these high level people. These are 1%ers.
Right.
It's a documentary. What's his name? Andrew Jarecki, I want to say.
Okay.
He made a movie about this guy with Ryan Gosling, and I can't remember the girl in it, but he changed names and stuff like that because he didn't have permission. And basically, this guy's wife goes missing in the 80s.
Okay.
And he pretty much walks away.
Right.
He isn't even really, he's sort of a suspect from the friends and family, but not really.
Okay.
No body, no evidence, no nothing. She's just gone.
Right. Your classic sort of rich guy.
So there's no proof. So they can't do anything, right?
Okay.
I think 12 years later, his best friend is like executed.
Right.
Like a female.
Oh, wow.
Same thing.
Okay.
No evidence, no nothing. Just a weird cryptic letter to the police saying that there's this body at this address.
Okay.
And then fast forward 10 years later, they're talking about reopening the case and this and that. And he's a weird dude. He doesn't work. His family has millions and millions of dollars. Like,
right.
He's super rich.
So
he quit working, I think, in the 90s.
What's the point, right?
I don't think they wanted him around. His brothers and stuff still run the company.
Okay.
And his family and stuff, obviously. But he's just that,
Right.
It's interesting. They go about his past, his family. It's such an insane story because it starts with, in the 2000s, he is blatantly busted for a murder. He kills his neighbor and dismembers him.
Wow.
It starts with this. This is the current day.
Right.
Like early 2000s when this happened. He got busted. So then they're like, okay, this is pretty effed up. And your wife's gone. And this person is gone. Really, everyone starts thinking, okay, you know what? Seems pretty inconceivable that this guy didn't do this stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, he lawyers up because he's a millionaire.
Right.
Super powerful lawyers. And he gets off.
Technicalities and all the other good stuff.
No. Just straight up self-defense.
Wow.
They say this is about him. Did he murder this person, or was it in self-defense? Ignore the fact that he dismembered the body. That's fucking normal. But did he murder this guy? No, he killed him in self-defense.
Wow.
But the dismembering part, that's fine. That happened after. He was already dead at that point, so who cares what he did with the body? That doesn't demonstrate that he's a fucking psychopath.
No, it's just as usual. You get in a fight.
It's amazing.
You beat the other guy up.
He gets off on this insane circumstance.
Wow.
Like, he didn't claim insanity or nothing.
Jeez.
He claimed self-defense. Obviously, because he had the money, his lawyers were that good. They got the jury ate it up. And this documentary is just amazing. And it ends in such a manner. Like, if you've been paying attention to the news lately, you probably know how this documentary ends. But it is insane.
Wow.
If you have an interest in this kind of stuff, it's like a murder mystery.
Interesting.
And
I'll have to check it out.
The result of this documentary is like, holy shit. And it's him. He's being interviewed. Like, he's talking about all this stuff. And he's a weird dude, like, really weird guy. Like, he's beady eyes and shifty movement and stuff.
Okay.
It's fascinating. It's some fascinating TV.
Wow. That sounds like it's something right up my alley. I'll definitely have to check that out.
It's on HBO.
Right.
So if you have HBO on demand,
okay,
you can get it on there, or you can probably find it other ways. But obviously I have HBO right now because of everyone's watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I have HBO. So
Game of Thrones, god damn it, we didn't even mention that.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
I can't talk about it. I haven't finished last season yet. I didn't start watching it this week.
I'm so excited for stuff to come. And it's kind of nice because I don't know everything that's going to happen anymore.
Oh, that's good.
We're getting to a point where it's like some of the stuff from the books is obviously still has to happen.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of timelines because the 5th and 4th books were, he like divided the different people and made a whole book about these people and ignored all these people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is the King's Landing story, and this is the other story.
Right.
Of everyone else. So, like some of the stuff that hasn't happened and some of the people that were like on their own thing, that stuff's all coming back, and plus new stuff we don't even know about. So it's pretty exciting to watch that. And it's so good. The first episode was great.
Yeah, I expect it to be amazing. I mean, I'm just need to... Maybe this weekend I'll convince the wife and we'll sit down and catch up to where we were at.
With that, I think we're good.
Yeah.
We don't have any questions this week.
No.
We were busy and totally
forgot to even ask people.
Totally forgot to ask for questions. Don't be afraid. Any time of the week, if you guys have comments or questions, just hit us up.
Yep.
On Twitter or on the website, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Man, you can find us all over the place.
Yeah. All that stuff's like Geekoholics. So.
Yeah, if you haven't already, you can follow me at Rick F without a K on Twitter.
And I'm Dane Cody on Twitter, and that's at DAYNECODY. And our YouTube is Geekoholics, where you'll find all kinds of fun stuff. And
our Twitter is Geekoholics. Our YouTube's Geekoholics. Our SoundCloud is Geekoholics. Woo. Our Tumblr is Geekoholics.
Wait, we have a Tumblr?
Yeah.
I didn't even know we had a Tumblr.
And we have an Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
Getting the photos with the Geekoholics. I just started that yesterday.
I don't even have Instagram.
So right now, actually, I got a little giveaway going on.
Okay.
I don't know, not many people have signed up for it because I think maybe everybody has keys for it. But if you're looking for beta keys for Heroes of the Storm, I've got 5 keys I'm giving away.
Excellent. For those people out there that don't have it yet.
On the website or on the Twitter, there's multiple ways to enter. If you follow us, if you subscribe, if you add our podcast, it's just a little widget that the more stuff you do, the more entries you get, and increase your chances of getting one of those keys.
Sweet.
I have an amiibo giveaway. I'll probably have that up for next week.
Ooh.
I've got a YouTube video to go with that.
Oh.
Maybe
upcoming content.
I'll definitely have that up by next week. And if you have a chance, tell a friend.
Yeah.
Share the show. Just download it on your friends' devices without them knowing.
Ooh, sneaky ninja style.
Just get it out there. We've got a bunch of reviews. Thanks to everyone who's reviewed the show.
Yeah, that's awesome. I appreciate that people are loving it because we like making it. So that's the main thing.
Definitely. Don't be afraid to hit us up. And we'll check you out next week.
Absolutely. Have a good week.
Peace.